Yes? Yeah, 15 at your age? Yeah. I actually started my volleyball career by accident. I was asked to come and stand on court of my brother's indoor volleyball team and just stand there before the whistle blew, and then once the whistle blew, he said, "Get off out the way so we can play." And that's how I started my indoor volleyball career. It was quite by accident. I was already 6 foot tall, and as a six foot tall 15-year-old, not many of those girls have a lot of confidence, a bit self-conscious being so tall. So when I discovered sport, all of a sudden my whole life changed. And for those parents out there, if you can get your kids into sport, a team sport, best thing you can ever do, can give them so much confidence. But I played 10 years on the indoor floorboards. Nice and hard, they certainly were. 10 years for the national team I played indoor volleyball. And it all came to a shuddering halt one afternoon in Melbourne. I was at the National Championships. I was in the grand final. I was playing for South Australia, where I grew up. We were playing New South Wales in the final. I was just about to spike this ball straight down the line. At the last minute, I turned to hit this ball across the court. Now, for those of you who know anything about volleyball, these two big hands came over. They blocked that ball out. As that ball landed, I twisted, and my foot stayed facing that way, and my whole body went this way. I completely ruptured my cruciate ligament. I completely ruptured my meniscus, my cartilage, and my medial ligament. I did what they called back then, I think it was called the triple triad. Let me see if I've got a picture of that. There it is, back in the day. Not a very happy person I was. So at this point I was 27 years old. I'd been playing for the national team for 10 years. My whole life was sport. For the next 3 months, I sat on the couch, surgery after surgery. 3 surgeries I had to try and fix the damage. I thought, how am I ever going to play again? Here I was at the bottom of the mountain, looking at the top of the mountain. It's like tomorrow, those of you who are running. Looking at the finish line, thinking, how am I going to get there? And all of a sudden, I realised that I needed a goal. I needed something to focus on. And it was at that point that my boyfriend at the time brought home this. It was a brand new indoor volleyball. And the first thing I did was almost start to cry, thinking, how am I ever going to play again? I can't even walk at this point. I'm in so much pain. I've just had 3 major surgeries. My knee is really shot. He said to me, Kerry, on each panel of this ball, I want you to write a goal. And then I want you to date that goal, and bit by bit, I want you to get back to playing sport again. Now that was pretty incredible. 27 years old, and I'd never set a goal in my life. Who here has actually written down what they want to achieve in life? Put your hand up if you've written down what you want to achieve. Yeah. Good to see the young ones at the front. Keep your hand up if you read it once a month. Yeah. Yep. Once a week.
Yeah.
Yep.
On my desk. I read it
Still
every
got your
day.
hand up, sort of. Once a day. Yep.
No.
I'm on my way.
Can I ask you, madam in the back, where do you keep your goals? Where have you written them down?
In my office, on my desk.
In your office, on your desk? Are they written and just stuck up on the wall in front of you so you see it every single day? And how does that make you feel? What does it make you do?
It's good because I'm achieving the goals to get to that and create success.
And it makes you do what you need to do every single day. It's like a reminder, isn't it? Yeah. This ball was my saviour because all of a sudden I had this in front of me. I started writing the points, the steps that I needed to take to get back to playing volleyball again. I started with simple things like running in the water. I figured I'd be able to take my float belt off, to put a float belt on and start just moving my legs around in the water to start with, and then little jumps in the water. And then lo and behold, I mean, for you guys who are runners and who actually have had injuries, to think that by, the 3rd step I'd be jogging, that was quite a joke when I look at it now. And the thing is, sometimes when you set your goals and you try and work out how to get there, you don't even know how you're going to get there. I thought I'd be able to jog. I've never been able to jog since. I've played beach volleyball for 10 years, but it's on sand. It's quite soft. So I never did any of my conditioning work on the hard ground. I actually did it all in the swimming pool or on a stationary bike. But that's the point about goal setting. Like I said, you've got to break it down, and it doesn't matter if you don't know what the steps are. Girls in the front, it doesn't matter if you don't know how you're going to get to where you're going to go. What would you like to do with your lives? Win, Win gold today. When are you up? Oh, so did you win? You did? Oh, you've already completed your goal. What's next? Go overseas and compete for Australia? You know, this is a really important point because sometimes we write our goals down and then we let them get dusty and then maybe we get to them and then we think, well, what's next? Goal setting is something, it's like a living thing. You have to keep on adjusting it. And I kept on adjusting this ball. These girls, they're going to go from goal to goal to goal. They need to know where they're going next. Great. That's awesome. On there, I also had competition match. I wanted to play for Australia again. I thought it would take me about a year to get back and play for Australia. At the end of that year, I tried my hardest. I rehabilitated, I started training again with the national team, but the hard floorboards, they were just too bad on my knee joint. And there was one panel left on this ball. It was where the valve is underneath. I thought I'd leave the ball to be seen every single day in front of me on that valve. I thought, maybe I'll write something underneath there where I don't really look at it. But I wrote beach volleyball. I'd never played beach volleyball seriously, but I wrote it on that ball. And then a year later, it's exactly what I ended up doing.